Hello humans, it's just Martine, and today we're going to be talking about my bullet journal. This has been a highly requested video on my channel for a little while now, so I'm finally going to deliver. I actually tried to film this one time a couple of weeks ago, and it was part of a video that got scrapped entirely and turned into a better video. And the video I turned it into, literally used the same thumbnail as I had made for the original video, is the 5 productivity mistakes you're probably making that are killing your motivation. So if you haven't watched that, go and check it out. I always link the videos I talk about in my videos in the cards. It's very meta all the time. We love it around here. And before I jump into showing you my bullet journal, make sure you go and give this video a big thumbs up, especially if you love bullet journals, and consider subscribing. Right now we're going to get into how I use my bullet journal, how long I've been bullet journaling, all the fun facts about me and bullet journaling that I'm sure you're dying to know. If you happen not to know, bullet journaling is basically this type of planning that is more DIY. It's more do-it-yourself. You're making your own spreads, you're creating your own system that works for you. Here's why I use it. I'm the type of person who loves organization, but to the point loves switching how I organize everything almost constantly. If you looked at me in middle school, I swear to you, I had a different binder set up every single week. I would switch which binder I was using, I would switch how the tabs were laid out, I would switch how I stored homework, to-dos, dones, all of those things, so I could keep track of my life. It was always evolving. And bullet journaling is the planning system that fits right into that mindset. So the reason I use bullet journaling is because when I need a change in the way I plan things, it's really easy to do. I have 2 main spreads that I do all the time, and that is a monthly spread and a weekly spread. The weekly spread is kind of hybrid into a daily spread, but I'll show you how all that works. Again, my favorite thing about the bullet journaling system is that it's always changing, but I'm going to show you the monthly setup that I've been using this school year so far. Basically, we have a page and it has some of the bigger overarching ideas for the month on this side. I highlight every Monday because my weeks start on Mondays. It just makes sense to me. I put when a new video is supposed to go live and some big stuff that I always need to remember, like when I have a certain class that only meets every 2 weeks, or when a huge assignment is due. And then on this side, I have my habit tracker. I keep track of when I film, when I edit, when I take my meds, let's hope that's happening every day, when I read my Bible, when I reach my step goal, if I read in a day, if I stretch in a day, and if I write in a day. I also, after this month, added French because I've gotten back on my Duolingo grind. I now have a 50-day streak on Duolingo, and it's because of my habit tracker right here. Unique system about my habit tracker, because some people have habit trackers and then they never fill them out, they forget to, whatever. My rule for myself, the way I don't fall off of the habit bandwagon, is by giving myself the 2-day rule. Matt D'Avella talked about this in one of his videos, and I've used it ever since. It's brilliant. If you have a habit that you want to be doing every day, give yourself the 2-day rule. That means you cannot take 2 days off. People need breaks. People, some days I really don't feel like writing and I can't get myself to write even a single word. That day is a loss, but I know that the next day, because of the 2-day rule, I have to write. This has saved my life. It has helped me not to spiral when I stop doing a habit or take a break for a day. Also, occasionally a month, I like to list out my goals over here. That's just been my setup I've been using recently. This year I've gone through a couple different setups in my weekly spreads. So I'm gonna show you a couple of them. One is this setup where I basically have each day over here, but then I have a to-do list for the whole week over here, and I put a dot on the day I want to get it done. The second thing I tried this year was to give myself a box for every day. I had tasks on this side, events on this side, and then a running to-do list over here. This one was short-lived. And the one I've been using the most is we have each day has a lot of space to put events and to-dos, but then I have my master to-do list at the end of the week. So when I have something to do and I'm making my to-do list for the day, I take my bio test. I needed to work on that on Monday, so I put bio test right here. That's just how it works for me. Additionally, at the beginning of each semester in college, I've made a timetable of when I have class in person or online in this case, for some of them. And I used to, and I might get back to this, but it just didn't work this semester, make a page for each of my classes where I put down literally every assignment based on the syllabus. Usually my teachers are all about giving me that whole schedule, but this semester for some reason they have been stingier and I have been lazier about that. I still get stuff done, but it isn't written there. I'll also be honest and say that the bullet journal is not the only way I plan. I put most big events that I need to remember, especially if it's several weeks out, in my Google Calendar. And additionally, I have a brain dump journal, which I just use if I'm like, right now I need a to-do list that's not in my bullet journal, or I need to write a huge master to-do list of a ton of stuff in my life and there's no room for it in there, or I just want to get my thoughts out on the page. I know some people use their bullet journal in that way, but I need them to be separate, so they are. But now I'm going to show you my favorite and most coveted tools that I use to bullet journal. The first is obviously my bullet journal. For a long time, I was using really random notebooks. I know it's popular to have these dot grids for bullet journal. For a long time, I didn't, and I'll be honest, I was considering going back. My freshman year, I had a bullet journal. I wish I had it with me, but it's back at home, and it was literally a sketch pad. Like, it just had blank pages. And so my writing was not always straight, but it still made a really good bullet journal, and there's plenty of space. However, one year I splurged and bought like a $10 one of these on Amazon, and this year I was considering going back, and then I was at Walmart and I found this for like $6. So I couldn't say no. So I got it and I love it, and we're here now. And this one is the first time I've had an index in front. That's super cool. I need to add November to that. But that's exciting. It's got the elastic, it's black. The second thing that I have always used to bullet journal, especially when I had a totally blank notebook, was a ruler. This has saved my life so many times, and yet I'm terrible at using rulers. I can't make a straight line. It doesn't matter how many tools I have to help me, I just can't do it. The third thing is this huge box of Crayola Super Tips. I love them, and this was the cheapest option for the most colors to do fancy lettering and such in my bullet journal. So this is what I got. And this was after I had gotten used to bullet journaling and had done it for quite a while. Like, I waited to get any of these more expensive supplies until I was really dedicated to it and had shown that I would use the supplies. To write in my bullet journal, I usually use a Sharpie pen. Honestly, I bought these Sharpie pens, I got a 2-pack last year, and I'm still on my first one. Like, I'm going to need to change them soon, but I have not used the second one yet at all. So that was a good investment, only for a couple bucks. A pen that lasted a year, I'll take it. The next things I have are these Tombow brush pens. They're real fancy. I use them for lettering in my bullet journal, writing November here. So I use those. One is a hard tip, one's a soft tip. I don't know which is which, and I use them both equally. I just grab one from the drawer and that's what I use. So probably a terrible example, but that's it. And then my most prized possession, this was a gift for Christmas last year, and I love them. They're my pastel Tombow dual brush pens. These are everywhere on the internet, in the bullet journaling community. People go crazy for them, and there's a reason I love them so much. I also love that I have the pastel version, because sometimes I like to letter the names of the days of the week and then write my to-do list on top of that. I don't know, I feel like it looks cool. This is so full because it was I treated school like my full-time job video. So those are the best of the things that I use to bullet journal, things I saved up for, got as gifts, all those things. I will say I'm kind of a fiend for Dollar Tree stationery and Dollar Tree finds in general. I have this whole pouch of washi tapes. Almost all of them are from the Dollar Tree, from Disney ones, Jean, and then some were given to me as gifts, like this Dr. Seuss one, like this pack of them. But needless to say, I don't spend like all of my money on stationery, same way that I don't spend all my money on books. And I also have some stickers, most of which are also from the Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree has some pretty good finds that you can get, so I highly recommend. With that being said, those are the very basics of how I bullet journal. If you have questions about any of the specifics, please comment down below with them, and I can make more bullet journal related videos in the future if you guys want that. If you do want that, go ahead and give this a big thumbs up and comment down below as such. Do you bullet journal? If not, what's stopping you? I really don't dedicate a lot of time to it. Each week I just kind of quickly spend like 5 to 10 minutes making my spread and I move on with my life. I think I'm not a really like visually artistic person, so I don't really do all those fancy things. So if you don't bullet journal because you don't like all the time it would take, I still recommend, because I just do it pretty quickly. And subscribe for more reading, writing, and college lifestyle content, including organization and time management. And until next time, bye humans, bye!